British Rail's largest business and Britain's 15th largest company with assets of almost £5 billion. We run 8,000 trains a day, over 2,500 route miles of track with 943 stations. And since our formation in 1986, we've become an increasingly essential part of daily life in the southeast. 18 million people, equal to the population of Australia, reside within our territory, which ranges from King's Lynn to Shanklin and Southend to Exeter. We're the market leader for commuting into central London, carrying 500,000 people to work every day. It's the most intensive peak period operation in Europe, with a train arriving in London every 11 seconds. With London Underground, rail travel accounts for over 3/4 of all commuting into the capital. For the first time in 150 years, there'll be one railway for London. The structure is simple, a headquarters and 9 divisions. The headquarters role is to spearhead the railway renaissance by creating marketing opportunities, planning new lines and negotiating investment. Running the railway is dependent on the divisions, which operate their local lines as businesses, owning the investments, the staff, the equipment and the budgets. The 9 divisions form a circle around the southeast: Thameslink, West Anglia, Great Eastern, London, Tilbury and Southend, Southeast, South Central, Southwest, Thames and Chiltern, North. Each division consists of a number of lines branded with a name and emblem which appear on trains, timetables and advertising. The divisions have their own director and team. Local pride is engendered through a sense of identity, both for customer and staff, and ensures that decisions and policy making is reflected by constantly improving services. This relationship between staff and customer is the keystone of Network SouthEast's success. Our vision is to become a safe, efficient, cost-effective railway, able to fulfill the needs of the 21st century. The key lies in renewing and expanding our railway, and a huge £1.5 billion investment programme is underway, with £1 million being spent every working day. We recognise the need to raise standards quickly, and total route modernisation is being applied to each division in turn. Signalling, track, power supplies, stations, and of course, trains. The result? A superb railway of the sort that can be seen on Thameslink and Great Northern. A good example is on the Chiltern lines from Marylebone to Amersham, High Wycombe, Aylesbury and Banbury, where a new railway has been created with Networker turbo trains, modernised award-winning stations and the latest electronic signalling to replace outdated semaphores. The old cramped depot at Marylebone, with its array of trains dating back to the 1950s, is being superseded by a new depot at Aylesbury, where the turbos will be maintained. Modernisation of Kent Link will follow, with a replacement of outdated suburban trains on the Southeastern Division. Route modernisation on the London, Tilbury and Southend and Great Eastern Divisions comes next. Neither has the famous Waterloo and City line been forgotten. The drain is due for new trains and signalling by 1992, ready to serve the Channel Tunnel terminal at Waterloo. Network SouthEast operates over some of Europe's busiest track. Our train crews, signalmen and shunters working round the clock to maintain an intense service throughout the vast southeast conurbation. Our trains travel 93 million miles every year, equivalent to 3,734 trips around the world. Safety developments are always to the fore, and current investment is focused on providing cab radios, black box recorders, new automatic train protection and driving simulators. The network fleet engineers have an arduous task ensuring that 6,500 coaches are out on the tracks for the peak services. This involves high professionalism and round-the-clock working. Each division is served by major depots such as Selhurst, which are equipped for this daunting task. Over half of our investment is devoted to the purchase of new trains, and the results are beginning to show. 800 new coaches have been put into service since 1986, including the prestigious Wessex Electrics, running between Waterloo, Southampton, Bournemouth and Weymouth, with top speeds of 100 miles an hour and full air conditioning. On Thameslink, our Class 319 trains offer fast services between Brighton and Bedford on the network's only through route across London, whilst the equally lively 317s distinguish themselves on the West Anglia and Great Northern lines. The highly successful 321s perform sterling service on the Great Eastern, West Anglia and North Divisions, whilst the related Stansted Expresses, a 1990 build, provide fast, dedicated services between the airport and Liverpool Street. Also new are the Class 456 two-car units for use with the numerous 455s on the South London lines. But the networker revolution will eclipse all of these. Radical, aluminium-bodied 100-mile-an-hour super trains which will replace the traditional steel build. The networkers, appearing in both diesel and electric multiple unit form, will reduce operating costs and journey times. The Chiltern Line turbos will be followed by the electric 465s for Kent Link, and they in turn by an express version, the 471s, both of which will use their braking power to return energy to the power supply. Similar prestigious trains are scheduled for the electrified lines of the London, Tilbury and Southend and Great Eastern divisions. The networkers are designed to give tomorrow's travellers new standards of comfort and service with improved seating, a special area for wheelchairs, and toilets with environmentally friendly retention tanks. All networkers will be air-conditioned, fully carpeted throughout with improved decor, and they'll have telephones, litter bins, and airline-style plug doors. Their dot matrix information systems will be enhanced by public address and radio links between control centres and drivers. New trains have reduced the average age of our fleet to 19 years, although many older units have been beautifully refurbished, like the 309s on the Liverpool Street to Clacton run. These now have better ventilation, new seating, fluorescent lighting, and a PA system. Network SouthEast's prize asset is 2,500 miles of railway which provides a clearway into central London at the height of the rush hour. The infrastructure engineers have the task of keeping these rail arteries operational at all times of the day and in all weather conditions, however hostile. The permanent way engineers relay the track, replace bridges, and install new layouts. Much of their work is done unseen at night, and modern equipment such as the dynamic track stabilizer allows the first train to run over newly laid sections at full speed in perfect safety. The signalling engineer is responsible for maintaining and installing the system to the highest level of safety, whilst avoiding all possible delays. He's helped by modern solid-state interlocking, which speeds up repairs. The latest development is the integrated electronic control centre, which offers the signalman full automatic route settings. The electrification engineer has to maintain both the 750-volt DC conductor rail system south of the Thames and the 25 kilovolt AC overhead wires north of the Thames. 3/4 of the network is already electrified, 10 routes having been completed since our formation, and many new schemes are being projected. Our retail team have improved 370 stations, almost a third of the total. A cheerful, welcoming style has been adopted, including modern ticket windows and machines, terrazzo floors, and colourful platforms. Heritage buildings have been respected by architects who've also created exciting new stations. Two customer-friendly features have been introduced. Firstly, the installation of bright lighting on all station platforms, subways and car parks for customer security. And secondly, the installation of the network clock, whose large numerals give digital precision to encourage punctual train operation. A team of works engineers, architects and building service staff not only maintain the structures, but have also been responsible for upgrading the appearance of our stations. The impact of our modernised stations and trains has given a tremendous boost to the retail staff who form the principal contact with our customers. The attractiveness of our stations has also led to an increasing demand for retail outlets, and our trading income has almost tripled in the last 5 years. But the most spectacular development has been in utilising our property potential. Network is the 5th largest property owner in London and has radically changed the capital's appearance in the last decade by a series of bold developments at Liverpool Street, Charing Cross, Blackfriars and Fenchurch Street. Many more schemes will follow, all to help fund new investment in the railway. 2/3 of our customers are commuters, and Travelcard offers a season ticket to London with the freedom to use all buses and tubes within the capital. This scheme has been successful in attracting motorists back to rail, with half our customers using the new travel cards. The other third of the business is leisure travel, and our huge off-peak capacity is being developed by creative marketing. We cover many of Britain's finest holiday areas, ranging from Folkestone in the east to the great resorts and towns of southern England, as far west as Exmouth. Many places of historical interest and natural beauty are embraced, and the off-peak hours are ideal for leisure travel, not least to London itself. The one-day travel card, a Waybreak, a network card, have helped to increase off-peak journeys by 30% in the last 5 years. And in 1991, the network's income reached £1 billion for the first time. The future, then, is one of optimism. Passenger demand is set to grow by 15% before the turn of the century. New railways are essential, and our planning team is working on many exciting projects. We'll conclude by looking at some of the schemes spearheading the railway renaissance in the southeast. The Stansted Airport Link, opened in 1991, was the first new railway of any significance for half a century in the southeast. The Heathrow Express will be a 100-mile-an-hour super train which will whisk customers from Paddington to the airport in 16 minutes. Owned by the British Airport Authority and operated by Network Southeast, the service should be in operation by the mid-1990s. Thameslink 2000 is another imaginative scheme which will take the already successful Thameslink to its next logical stage by increasing track capacity for its trains in the London area. This will provide fast, regular services running through the heart of the capital between such diverse places as Luton and Gatwick, Stevenage and Croydon, Bedford and Brighton. But Crossrail is the most exciting new development. A £1.7 billion scheme to provide a new express tunnel under London from Paddington to Liverpool Street with a journey time of only 10 minutes, including 3 intermediate stations. At last, customers will be able to travel from the east and west suburbs directly to the city and West End. Limitless challenges lie ahead as environmental, social and economic considerations all favour the development of railways. With the capital's road traffic moving no faster today than the horse-drawn carriages of a century ago, railways are now accepted as the logical solution to London's transport nightmare, which the CBI states is costing the British economy £10 billion a year. Network Southeast could reduce this figure drastically. The great railway renaissance has begun, and from the most junior to the most senior member of the network team, dedication and commitment to the customer is vital. A team motivated by on-the-spot management with a clear vision of the standards and targets to be achieved. A team determined to create pride in their railway and a clear sense of purpose, the satisfaction of our customers. We can be justifiably proud of recent achievements, for Network SouthEast is poised to rank amongst the most modern railway systems in the world. A customer-orientated network providing fast, clean, reliable, punctual and comfortable trains in an environment which provides travellers with relevant information at all stages of their journey. Network SouthEast is an asset, and our vision is to make it a source of great national pride in the finest railway traditions. Thank you for travelling with Network SouthEast, the lifeblood of the Southeast.